Hey guys, it's Scott from fxmissions.com. Just a note, I've finished the trilogy of anthologies from the forefront, and all 3 books are currently available on Amazon.
Take your leadership to the next level. It's time for the Foundational Missions Leadership Moment with Scott McClelland of FX Missions.
Hi, it's Scott McClelland with your Leadership Moment. Sitting in here with my good buddy Luke. Hey, Luke.
Hey there.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, we're on location in Chiang Mai, Thailand. No, that's not right. We're in Nicaragua at Playa Gigante. And man, thanks for coming. Thanks for being a part of the team and for being a part of the trip. You know, for these years now, they've been some good ones. So
Indeed.
Appreciate that, man, very much. We're talking about the theme of leadership for the Leadership Moment podcast. As we think about the subject of leadership, what comes to mind after your name and where you're from?
My name is Luke Anspach, and I'm from Indiana, the state of Indiana. And leadership, I think a question that was asked earlier was, well, let me say this first. Leadership, in my mind, there's all these theories about leadership. And a lot of people have different perceptions, everything from dictators to Jesus. So there's everything in between.
All right, bro.
So, but I feel that the best form of leadership is servant leadership, modeled after Jesus. And which there are a number of things with that. With the leadership in and of itself is not a position, it's not a name, it's not a title, it's influence. And so how you use your influence, whether it's within a context of being in a role or with a community, whatever it might be, is to serve others for the glory of God. Essentially, that's how I would classify servant leadership. And you see a lot more respect of the leader from the community. You see a willingness to serve. It inspires others to serve. And there's a lot of other factors, but that's, in short, my paradigm of leadership.
That's what comes to mind. Cool, man. Now you're involved yourself in leadership. I mean, am I right that you lead a small group?
Yes.
Okay. What has the practical, the unfolding of leading a small group, what's that taught you about leadership? Besides, of course, have the Doritos always fresh on the table for college students.
That's true. I've had pie, tea, pizza.
It works. It works. Just keep it coming.
Yeah.
These kids are hungry.
Yeah. I think that with a small, in that specific scenario, is not being too much older than these students, is I've found this tension in wrestling between how much am I a leader, how much am I a friend, how much am I vulnerable, how much am I displaced, essentially. Yeah. And what I see around me is lots of displacement and lots of distance. And so I try that because that's what I see. But in reality, what works best for me is me being me, and me being me, me being authentic is being relational. Yeah. And there are boundaries, but me being vulnerable and me being relational. And so I think that when I am walking as I am, who I am authentically in that, becomes the most trust comes from this group, and the most respect and the most teachability and engagement, really. Yeah. That's when that happens.
Authenticity. Yeah. I think, we're gonna win more people in terms of their hearts, right? With authenticity than talent or showmanship.
Absolutely.
Or compelling personality or any of those kind of things, though we may have all of those.
Some may. Man, some do.
Some do. And I think it's a dangerous combination of talents sometimes that we find in leadership and that provide the kind of examples you're talking about. So thanks for giving us a perspective on leadership. One of the things I like to do is to hear what leadership is to someone else. And because that informs my perspective and it helps me understand, especially generationally, what does this look like, because I'm like 5 years older than you. And
absolutely.
No. Anyway, yeah. Awesome, bro. Well, thanks for that. If someone wanted to reach out to you or be familiar with the ministry you're involved in or the church you're working in, how would someone reach out in that way? I know you're non-Facebooker, as so many are these days. But what would you say? I know there's probably a way to contact the church. There's maybe a way to contact you, Twitter. What would you like to share?
Sure, absolutely. The church that I am a part of, the community I'm a part of, is Kingdom Life Church in Gas City, Indiana. So the URL for that is kingdomlifedisciples.com.
Okay.
So Kingdom Life Disciples.
Okay.
And for me personally, you can grab me on Twitter or Instagram. Okay. Which is, my handle is just my name, first and last. So Luke Anspach, LukeAnspach. Okay.
I thought that CH might need to be, pointed out because that can throw folks. Well, thanks again for joining us on this leadership moment, bro. We're going to double back with you some fun and games. But again, thanks for being here. I'm Scott McClelland with your leadership moment. If you need to contact me or us, do so at fxmissions.com. Until next time, have a good one.
This leadership moment was produced in partnership with Engaging Missions. Have your leadership question answered by contacting Scott at fxmissions.com. Visit FX Missions to learn more about how you can grow your leadership and engage in missions. Visit engagingmissions.com for encouragement, insight, and resources from missionaries, ministry leaders, and church planters.